Morning, y'all. I am the chocolate, and God is the thunder. Because of that, I'll never go under. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start off where I'm gonna pick up where I left off in the Mariah Carey book that I'm reading. Okay, Mariah Carey book that I'm reading. She's so beautiful. Hi, cutie pie. So beautiful, so beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up where um, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna pick up where I left off, and where I left off was she was talking about the buttery Ritz cracker that her dad would give her. He would give her one Ritz cracker, but she spoke about it so good that I had to run to the store and get me some Ritz crackers, and I got the ones with a hint of salt in them, and were highly disappointed. Them things they have no salt in them. They need to just take those off the market. But anyway, I'm gonna get me some more though because it's nothing like some good old buttery Ritz crackers. They have garlic and butter too, so I might get me the garlic and butter one and the regular one. Who knows? My children and I will eat them. We'll tear them things up. But she spoke about it so good. Ooh, man, she made me crave some Ritz crackers. They need to let Mariah Carey do Ritz cracker commercials. I'm telling you. I am telling you, Ritz crackers, Nabisco, hear me out. If y'all want to see y'all sales pick up in them Ritz crackers, y'all better let Mariah Carey do a commercial. Let us sing about some Ritz crackers. Woo, woo, that would be good. Okay, so let's go ahead. All right, so it says, by today's standards, my father would have been considered a hipster. After the military, he moved to Brooklyn Heights, drove a classic Porsche, no, not a Porsche, drove a classic Porsche Speedster, and prepared authentic Italian dishes in his kitchen. Oh, how I lived for my father's cooking. You know, those military men know how to cook. A lot of the military men, they know how to throw down in the kitchen. Okay? He made a mean sausage and peppers and delicious parsley meatballs. But his linguine with white clam sauce was sublime. The scent of garlic and hot olive oil, boiling pasta, and the salty sea are what the best Sundays smelled like to me. I loved Sundays. Those were the days I spent with my father, and our meals together were what I looked forward to the most. One Sunday, my father's mother, Addie, was there, a rare occasion. I don't think I was more than 5 years old. It began as a typical Sunday. My father spending the entire day meticulously preparing his signature dish. He shucked and cleaned every clam, sliced the garlic, and chopped the aromatic, flat Italian parsley. It was such a process, a ritual, rather. As per usual, I hadn't eaten all day. Maybe I hadn't eaten all day, save maybe a Ritz cracker. And I probably hadn't had a full meal the day before. Saturday night at my mother's house could be a bit haphazard. Oh my God. Between reading and coloring and tummy rumbles, I eyed the pantry. The air was perfumed with the freshness of my father's ingredients. I'd waited all week, waited all day. I just needed to hold out until dinner time. Soon I would be reveling in my favorite dish. I smelled the pasta softening in the boiling water and knew it wouldn't belong. I smelled the pasta softening in the boiling water and knew it wouldn't be long. It's dinner time, my father finally sang. I jumped up and rushed to it at the small formica table in the kitchen. Addie, with a fabulous red wig and a caftan printed caftan to match, was on a tangent, telling some story only the grown-ups would be interested in. Let me stop right there. You know black women used to wear them Them caftans. You know they used to wear them, with the flowers on it and stuff, and it would, um, almost like it would sway a little bit. So I know what she's talking about when she says this, because my grandmother used to wear that. She sure did. Okay? I could barely hold my head up as I probably started to swoon and drool, waiting for the deliciousness that was about to appear before me. I watched my father put the pasta on my plate, then scoop up the heavenly sauce and artfully pour it around the linguine. I followed his every move as he lowered the steaming white plate down in front of me. It was time. It's nothing like about to get ready to have you a good meal, some good food. And then, just as I was picking up my fork, Addie, who had not paused in her story to take a breath, whipped out a green canister of grated Parmesan cheese and proceeded to shake its unsavory, powdery contents all over my elegant, fresh linguine. Wait a minute. Who in God's name puts that nasty cheese on this type of dish? Ooh, I don't like that cheese. I do not like that grated Parmesan cheese and that green thing. It stinks. So I could imagine how Mariah, a child, I could imagine how she felt. Oh my God, horrible. No! I screamed in horror, but it was too late. My plate was covered with it. My father never put that cheese on white clam sauce. Yeah, that's a no-no. Where had it even come from? Did she have it in her pocketbook? Unable to control my shock and revulsion, I ran to the bathroom, slammed the door, and exploded into tears. Roy, you better make her eat that pasta. Make her eat that food. You know that's how black women be. They be like, you better make them. Don't let them throw that food away. Don't you let them throw that food to waste. You better make her eat that food, Roy. Roy, make her eat it. I heard Addie telling my father in defiance. That was the only time I remember my father's perfect pasta being foiled. And I think it was the last time Addie joined us for a Sunday supper. My father taught me that words have meaning and thus they have power. That's right. Jesus said it. The words that I speak, they are spirit and they are life. Yeah, words have power. Once, on a lovely summer Sunday afternoon, I heard the faint jingle of the ice cream truck coming down the street outside my father's house. Upon recognizing the mystical melody that promised so much pleasure, I let out an excited cry. Ah, the ice cream man! The song was loud and clear now, so I knew the truck had stopped somewhere nearby. The pattering of running feet and the happy squeals I heard confirmed it. The ice cream man was right outside our door. My mind was racing. I gotta go. I thought to myself, he's going to leave. Can I borrow 50 cents, please, please? I nearly shrieked at my father, dangerously close to hyperventilating. Do you want to borrow 50 cents? Or would you like to have 50 cents? He replied in a cool, calm tone. A mild panic was creeping in. I stammered. I didn't know what to say. All I knew was that I had to get some money for the ice cream man. I don't know. I was thinking clearly. Again, my father spoke in a patient level manner that only enhanced my frenzy. There's a difference between borrowing and having. Are you asking me to give you 50 cents? All of that for 50 cents for the ice cream truck. I know he was trying to teach the little tyke a lesson, but still, all of that, just get a child of 50 cents. My God. Anyway, I was in a state and unprepared to make distinctions at that moment, so I blurted out, I just want to borrow 50 cents. I'll give it back, please. He reached in his pocket, pulled out 2 shiny silver quarters, and dropped them in my anxious little palm. Like the occasional Ritz cracker, they felt like precious jewels. I burst through the doors of the building. barely touching the steps, and ran to the truck like a gazelle being chased by a lion. I had gotten my ice cream, but my father made it clear I would have to repay the money I had borrowed. At 7 years old, I wasn't earning any money yet. So I asked my mother for the quarters. She couldn't fathom why my father would barter with his little girl, and she gave them to me. Thank God for Mama. They had always had opposing parenting styles. I kept my promise and gave the money back to him the next Sunday. The ice cream man incident was a lesson. Okay, where is that? Okay. The ice cream man incident was a lesson, not only in respecting the meaning of words, but in integrity, and money management. My father was a man who saved the very first dollar he ever made. Being a single father was a fairly new notion back then, so he wasn't prepared to plan girly play dates or fun, child-centered activities. For the most part, I was simply the child I was simply the child accompaniment to his regular adult life, keeping busy and being out of the way as he cooked, cleaned, and tinkered with his car while listening to football on the radio. And he adored his Porsche. It was his only true luxury. He bought two of them in his lifetime, one before children and one after, both used. His speedster was apparently always in need of some sort of repair, so he was always messing around in it. The car was in perpetual state of being. The car was in perpetual state of being prepared for full restoration. It was a vague, matte non-color because it was covered in gray primer, not paint. I once asked him why the color of the car was so dull. He explained that it was primer, but that the original color had been candy apple red. Oh, so one day you're going to make it candy apple red, I asked. They don't make that color anymore, he said flatly. I was confused. Why not just make it another color then? But if it couldn't be the original color, he'd rather it not be any color at all. He was incredibly patient with the Porsche, spending hours with it, believing deeply in its exotic beauty and high performance. It was very cool and chic, a soft-top convertible with two seats. He loved the freedom of putting the top down and the intimacy of only having room for one passenger. We would go on long drives without much chatting. If the radio was on, it was tuned to the news. 10-10 wins. You give us 10 minutes, we'll give you the world. Every now and then, we would sing one of those funny, folksy songs that go on and on like, there's a hole at the bottom of the sea. There's a wart on the frog, on the bump on the log, in the hole in the bottom of the sea. He also liked to sing John Henry, a folk song about a black man who worked as a steel driving man. John Henry was a little baby sitting on his daddy's knee. I never heard none of these songs. When he would sing knee, he'd hit an impossibly low tone that would always make me laugh. I liked singing those songs because they would help the time and the miles go by. Back then I thought just driving was such a bore. But now, oh, what wouldn't I do to sit next to him one more time in those leather seats on the open road with just the hum of the engine and the swishing of the wind as our accompaniment. Accompaniment. Yeah, I guess that sounds right. My mother, the opera singer, taught me scales, but my father taught me songs that made me laugh. Thank you for the mountains, the lake of the clouds. I'm picturing you and me there right now as the crystal cascade showered down. Sunflowers for Alfred Roy. Occasionally, we would go to Lime Rock Park, a racetrack in Connecticut. It was a slightly more glamorous experience than a typical NASCAR venue. Paul Newman had a team there. and world-class drivers like Mario Andretti were regulars. I found the racetrack pretty boring, but going to the races was a favorite activity for Alfred Roy, and he made all of his kids join him. This was one rare thing we kids all could agree on. Cars going around and around in a circle wasn't high entertainment. Okay, I'm gonna stop there, y'all. But now that I think of the whole racetrack thing, I wonder if Loverboy, where she recorded Loverboy, I believe it was Loverboy, on like a racetrack. I wonder if it was inspired by the racetrack experience she had with her dad. Oh, this book is wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Y'all, we gonna get into some juicy stuff though. Oh yeah, be with me this evening, y'all. We gonna get into some juicy stuff. We gonna get into some juicy things. And she got some nice pictures up in here. I'm gonna show y'all some of those. No, I'm gonna show y'all all of those. All right, y'all. Be blessed. Bye now.